Good evening, folks, and welcome to Live Coding Wednesday. I've lost my screen. Where'd it go? Anyway, welcome. This is the Six Figure Developer channel. We do live coding, live streaming on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, most whenever we get around to going live. And live recording, live streaming of the podcast 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday. So welcome. Glad to have you. This week we are going to continue working on BlazorGame Engine, a port of MonoGame in Blazor. That is one of Clayton's personal projects. So Clayton, you want to catch us up where we are, where we left off, and what we're going to be working on today?
Sure. So where we left off, I think that we had we ran into some performance issues, and we were trying to fix some of those. And we also got the level aspect working. So boom, and then we hit another level. We still have a small physics issue. But Ash, if you notice, the game is performing much better than it was. It's still a little jerky. I have some ideas of how to fix that in WebGL, but we're not going to work on that today. Today, the focus is being able to display some kind of text UI. So we want to display number of lives left, which we don't even have that concept yet. We want to display score, which I guess we don't have that concept either. But so for each one of these bricks that dies, we need to add to the player's score. And whenever the ball hits the bottom of the screen, we need to subtract from the player's lives. And then we need to display those values somewhere up in the corner using the font of our choice in the color of our choice. So in XNA, or MonoGame, that's pretty simple. You create one of these sprite font files, and then you load it into the content pipeline, and then MonoGame/XNA just takes care of it. And then you can call commands such as, where is it? It's here. Such as sprite batch sprite batch draw string, and then you tell it where you want it, which is here. You tell it the font to use, the text you want to display, and the color. And there's also things that you can do, such as measuring a specific string. You can measure the height of the string or the width of the string. And then you can do calculations for placement based on that information. Right now, if we were to look at sprite batch drawString, it is empty, so we'll have to create that. But first, let's go ahead and try to... I remember that game. Which game? The Breakout, or some other game? Did I say something?
I was just really double checking that featured chat worked.
Oh, okay. Feature chat works. Were you talking about
Breakout?
Yeah. Breakout. It's
See, we had the Atari 2600. It was Circus.
Yeah, it's a classic game. It was either this or Snake, but I did not want to deal with adding the tail to the snake. I guess I could pull up like some old QBasic code and look at how they did nibbles, but yeah, the name I'm familiar with is Breakout. It's got tons of games: Block Breaker, Brick Smasher, just tons of stuff. But okay, so we need fonts, and we've got a font here. So here's a HUD sprite. This is presumably for the platform game that we ripped off, copy pasted, that is. But we could go ahead and try to use this font definition. So it's Arial bold. That's almost certainly going to be on a user's computer. Which that's the catch with this, because we're running in the browser. Any font that we choose has to be a font available to the user, via their browser. So if it's a custom font, we would have to also attach the font to the page. But that's something for the developer to worry about. Size 14, spacing 0, use kerning true, blah blah, stuff and things. Not a big deal. Okay. So that's there. We can use that. So if we go to, I did add some things. If we go, because I was playing with this for a RPG game that I'm trying to learn how to make, which I can attempt to show later. But right now it doesn't work, so there wouldn't be much point to it. Where is it? Font Raiser. So we have this font component that takes a label, a source, a content, and then it registers the sprite font, and then that's it. So it is exactly the same as all of our other components that we're using, except for we just throw it in here. We can say font. I don't know why it doesn't recognize itself, but whatever. Font label fonts. This would actually be HUD, right? And HUD. Ooh, hello. Sprite font is what it's supposed to be. Now, if we play, we're going to run into a problem that John is going to attempt to help us with. Or it's just going to run. Oh, we're not using it. We've got to load it in order to get the problem.
Do you know what the content type of that thing should be? Is it XML?
It's an XML, yeah.
Okay.
So we need to actually try to use it. So
is DI configured in Program CS in client? Is that where?
I'm pretty sure some of those were words.
Is dependency injection configured in the program.cs file in the BlazorGame.client project?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not trying to read it just yet, though. But here, watch. You'll see.
I'm about to break you. We are using live share. So
you haven't even seen the
access.
problem yet. Let me demonstrate the issue.
I know what the problem is.
Yeah, but the people watching don't.
Okay, fine.
Ooh, I want to play too.
Okay, I've removed it. You're unbroken.
I don't know that I'd go that far, but okay. So similar to this, if I were to say var HUD font.
Hey, Blazer, Mr. Magoo, welcome. He called us devs.
That's nice. I like Mr. Magoo. He's a nice person.
And excuse me forgive me for referring to you as he, but your name does say Mr. So if you feel like you need to correct us, please feel free to do so.
I feel like it's not our fault if we've gotten that wrong.
Well, I mean, it's an assumption. It can be incorrect. That's fine.
Fonts/HUD should be the thing. Let me double check. Fonts/HUD.
Wes wants the live share link. Do you want it? I mean, he did finally take the plastic off of the back of his CPU so that the CPU cooler now actually does something.
We're
so
hoping.
He might be able to support more than 2 people live share.
Okay, so now I'm trying to load the font. So this is where we actually would pull it from the static files and start to attempt to use it. And we get a 404 HUD.sprite font.
Oh, I couldn't find it. That's the problem.
Yeah, NoCan has found. So that's what we get. So that's the thing that John is trying to.
Okay, can I break it now? Here, I'll break it.
Sure, I'm following you. You do your thing.
Okay, so it says, so I'm looking at including static files in a Blazor project. That's what I'm following along with.
Evil Mr. Magoo. Apparently.
But it doesn't say that that's a thing.
It doesn't like that.
Are you actually following me? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm watching you.
Okay. Yeah. So where is that then?
Oh, well, the client isn't the thing serving the file, is it?
Well, that's why I asked.
You asked if the client had dependency injection. I said yes.
Fair.
Yeah, you need to be on the server. Server is the thing that is
Well, then
struggling.
actually, maybe this would be fine.
Yeah, the files are stored in the client, but the client is being served by the server, so the server is the thing that is failing to serve the files that are in the
You've
client.
already got use static
Yeah.
pages.
Yep. But
Yeah, all
that
the
being
other files
said-
come through
That
just
being
fine.
said, I was wondering if this static file, if it knows what to do with that static file.
I mean, it clearly has no idea what to do with a dot
think,
sprite font.
I think there's
but
I think we do need to get some sort of provider here. Mapping, provider mapping.
You get rid of those.
Oh no! But I might need those later.
Nah, you don't need them.
I don't think I've actually opened this file.
But the file itself is in client. That's what I'm really confused.
Right, but
Yeah,
the
I
client
am
is
a
being
little bit
served by the
confused about
server. The client is just a bag of files that are being served by the server.
And then this should
Maybe
be
you're just a bag of files.
XML. How do you?
I think it's XML, text XML. I think,
Text
or
text.
application XML. So
Help us out, chat. Does that look right? Does that seem right? How wrong
almost
can we be?
about that wrong. At least. I mean, there might be more, but
Wes wants to be auto banned for. Let's see
yeah,
if I
there's
can-
no auto mapper.
You're getting a 10-second timeout, Wes.
You deleted 8 messages. Like, you deleted all his messages.
just for 10 seconds. So is that right? Is that?
Well, I don't know. We can run it and find out.
Let's go to the Googles.
Let's just hit the go button, see what happens.
All right, fine.
Do you need
Hit
to
go.
wire up? Well, you need to do something with the provider, right? Like, the provider doesn't just automatically do something, right? Oh, no, you did. It's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's right there.
Let's see what happens. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
the
should
worst
be
that could
applic-
happen is nothing.
Oh, it should be. Stop launching all these stupid browser windows.
Yeah, no, that didn't work. It
it's
still
supposed
thinks
to
it's
be
text plain.
dot
Dot.
application. Is it application XML?
I don't know. Honestly, if it just serves the sprite font, I don't care what type it assigns it. Let's find out.
Stop. Windows.
Oh, hey, it served it. And it served it as XML.
There you go.
Boom.
It has no
doubted me.
data.
Doesn't matter.
That's
It does kind of matter. It
Well,
says
you
it
didn't
says
say
that it-
you did. You said you didn't say you wanted the data with that.
You just said you wanted it to be served. You have
Exactly.
been served.
Let's try
He said, "I don't care what it interprets this thing as."
text
That was,
XML.
I'm pretty sure, exactly what you said.
Stop it with the launching of the windows.
I
Jeez.
have no control over that. Text XML. Okay, yeah, so we need to get the data needs to actually
It
go down to the
so Callaway. It asked me if it wants me to go to that browser. And
Yeah, I mistakenly said yes,
Yes.
the first time, and
Gotcha.
now it's just like, oh, here, let me open 6 of them for you. Application XML, if not readable from casual users. What else we got? XML, yeah, application slash XML if not readable, text slash XML if readable from casual users. Yeah, so I think text XML is
yeah,
appropriate.
that seems appropriate. Or application XML should be fine too. But either one
It
of
should, but I don't know what it means to be readable from casual users.
Don't consider myself a casual XML reader, so I wouldn't know.
I mean,
Sure.
I just
There you go.
look.
Just
If I
keep
ask
adding.
for it, give it to me.
Keep adding stuff. Just see what sticks.
That's the only way to go. Now, of course, it's not an unknown type now, but still, I can make it.
We
an
could
unknown
make it
type.
an unknown node type.
Now it's an unknown type. Have another window.
What's wrong with you? My CPU is at 47C now.
Now it's text plain.
Oh, it's not even warm.
No, because I actually have the cooler attached to the CPU.
Hey, the cooler was attached to the CPU.
Without
So was some
anything in
plastic.
between. Well, actually, I do have some grease in between.
Okay, obviously that's the less safe option, and it didn't work. How do we get the content to actually stream down? Hey, look, grapes.
Nice.
ASP.
So what are we getting?
Core
Anything? Nothing?
5.0. What? There's no data.
If we turn that into just .xml,
Then it works. It's a matter of semantics. I want all the things, not some of the things. Serve files outside of web groups. I don't really want to do that, but file provider, physical file provider, path combined stuff and things, request path stuff. Set HTTP response headers. Use static file on prepare response. Cache control, public, no. Static file authorization.
need that.
Require authenticated user, build. I don't want directory browsing. Use default files. Serve default documents. Setting a default page provider visitors a starting point on site to serve a default page for www root without fully qualifying. Oh no. Add. Use file server for default documents. Enable direct no. It's not what I want.
You tried serve unknown file types?
Yeah, it didn't help. I mean, it
We
says
got the
it
same
gives a
thing.
200, but you don't get any data.
Mm.
Well, so is it that we don't get any data, or is it that Chrome doesn't know how to read it?
So they got all this junk. It's just an XML file. Like if
Right,
we say
I understand
this
that, but-
this be an XML file, then I don't see why. Now look, so here they've got that content provider. They removed MP4. They added a bunch of other stuff. They replaced one thing.
So what'd you do tonight?
Non-standard
I watched these
content types.
3 Yahoos on Twitch
True.
try to load
Default
an XML
content
file.
type is image PNG. Yeah, there's nothing in here that acts like.
Yeah, in the end, he just ended up renaming it to .xml. I don't really understand why he didn't do that to begin with.
I'm about to, but I don't. You know what though?
He wants all the things.
Actually, I'm gonna leave that code there. Leave that code there because that's a clue. Like
Yeah,
that'll
that's
get us
always-
there eventually.
That's always a good thing to do.
Yeah,
Leave
it doesn't
that
work,
code
but
in.
leave it.
Yeah, exactly.
just in case.
Yeah, just comment it out and check it in. It'll be fine.
Well, I'm gonna come back to it because I want sprite font to work, and that's the hint. But look, it's just XML. I mean, there's nothing special about it. The namespace is all jacked up, but whatever. If I do yeah, do it. If I do XML and then I come over to index.
Wait, I didn't get another browser window yet.
No, you want another browser window?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Would you?
dang. There. You'll have one momentarily. I just printed my screen.
Oh,
Wait for it.
oh. And now nothing works.
There's a reason for that.
Does this mean if I say yes that I can also play the Blazor game?
You can also launch a browser window that does nothing.
Oh, it does nothing. Okay.
Wes, do you still want that link? Hold on.
Stop. You saw how it didn't get mad, though?
That seems like a
good.
different.
Another browser window.
Anytime. Ball, paddle, 0, open, .NET. I swear it was loading the XML before. Maybe not, though. It certainly was getting past the problem. Like, it's not mad now. Like, it's, it says, oh, yeah, we're good.
Wait, hold on. What did you do?
I expanded this and
You
looked at
renamed
it.
it?
Yeah, I just
You
renamed it. I just
Did
renamed
you
it.
did you also change the provider mapping because it still says Sprite font?
Well, that should be fine because we're not loading any sprite fonts.
Yeah, we're not loading sprite font.
Oh, you didn't change the mapping to XML last time?
I didn't change.
He just changed the file extension.
Okay, maybe I misunderstand what this is doing, but it's just adding sprite font, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's saying when you see Sprite font, serve it as text XML.
Yeah,
We're just not serving sprite fonts anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're serving.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought before when you had it working, you changed that word Sprite font right there to XML, just to and then served it as XML.
Oh, no, because I didn't have this before when I thought it was
Okay.
working. Which maybe it wasn't the whole time. But if we go to, why there's so many files open all the time?
You're welcome.
Close all tabs. Get rid of them.
Yeah,
All right,
like all these browser windows open. I've got doesn't make any sense.
It seems like you should be able to go back into that live stream or live share window and then.
So
Yeah,
if we,
but then I won't be able to give him a hard. Well, I mean, I'll still give him a hard time. But
yeah, it's more difficult. All right, so if we have this, we got load content, right? So when we see load content, then we say asset, and then we name and the content, yay. Oh, interesting. Anyway, okay, so we need to get. This part is being called. See, it was the else. The else here was grabbing the sprite font and trying to load it as an image, but it's not an image, so it wasn't. Well, no, this should have been happening,
No, it should have. Yeah.
but it wasn't. It wasn't doing it. Obviously, it wasn't working correctly.
is ext Sprite font or is it dot Sprite font?
It's sprite font because sound is wave and MP3, not dot. And we know the sounds work because we've loaded a sound before. Anyway, so I need to go and pull the. We need to go and pull down the file. So if we do like fetch, and then content dot. What's the? Where are we setting source for image? This.
So you're going and fetching it, but is that why just wasn't working? Is that why there was no data? Because you hadn't, I don't know, fetched it?
Well, no, because I don't. It was fetching it earlier. Like it was grabbing it. Now it's not grabbing it. I don't know. I'm gonna throw this in and see what happens. Oi.
I'm trying to type, and browser windows just keep popping up.
All right, so see, it grabbed it, and then now it's populated. See?
Yeah.
So that part's working fine.
Change it to spray font.
Uno,
oh, no, that's
uno momento.
Never mind.
Oh, look, type fetch. Instead of type text, XML or
it's
whatever.
It's a fetching type.
It's a fetch type. Okay, so that's something, right?
Yes.
So I did spell that right? Sprite font.
Yeah.
And then if we come up to here and we say F2, Sprite font, right? Yeah. And then we go to index. There it is. And we say Sprite font. And we save. And then we play. Honestly, all of these could probably be. It could just be like resource label. They're all the same thing. See how it's different? It's got a different icon over here. And it says text HTML. And it has no content. I don't understand.
I mean, it does if you look at it. Go back to the network there.
Now we're not getting this now. We're not getting any errors here.
When I try to look at the properties of Sprite font, the actual file itself, it's in live share. It's not showing me anything. Do you get anything?
What do you mean?
If you go in Solution Explorer and look at the properties of Sprite font, do you get anything?
It's serving it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 2.1 kilobytes. I feel like what you have more is just a issue with
the Googles.
Yeah.
I mean, we can run with that. I need to let's leave that like that. We'll go to BlazorGame here after we've grabbed the thing. We'll say console.log font. We'll do that. We can get rid of this console log. Whatever. Did it just get mad? I feel like something happened. Null reference exception.
Wait, I have a browser window open with all kinds of stuff in it. Let me try.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, it's serving it in, what am I in? Firefox. It's serving it fine.
Just whatever. Why is it opening this in freaking... Oh, go back. Don't do that. Okay. So this is different. And hard to read. Good golly. Red. Okay. Don't enable. Still unable to load MEF component. DLL could not load universal apps. I didn't start the wrong application or something, did I?
What are we looking at? What is this?
I don't know.
I've never seen this before.
It's a log. It's an activity log. It doesn't really say what for.
Hey, looky there. Welcome, Frank.
Hey.
Bonjour.
Okay. All right.
That accent was probably terrible. I apologize.
Oh, you tried an accent?
Well, I tried a word that isn't English.
Oh, okay.
And code was Sean. All right, who left the door open?
Okay, well we're not getting to here.
Tonight we plan on spending about 2 hours trying to get sprite fonts loaded and served up by a Blazor application.
Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily any better as XML, was it? I don't know, let's change back. If for no other reason than to give John more windows to deal with.
I appreciate that. So we're continuing working on the Blazor Game Engine project. We are trying to get scoring working, and with that, Clayton has decided we need fonts loaded.
Well, you need fonts to see the text.
Sure. And so we're trying to serve up sprite fonts out of the client app. And he refuses to run it in Kestrel, so he's been launching it in IIS Express, and we're all connected using LiveShare, and now he's opening up 16 browsers on my machine too.
Oh, it's a promise that's been fulfilled. Okay, but at least we're getting that far. So, can I just... are we async up in this mug? No. Is async await part of JavaScript now, or is that still in TypeScript? It's a promise. Whatever. I can just do dot then response response. That's not the right curly. That's the curly I wanted. Okay, so it wouldn't be font. It would just be fetch and then stuff and things. And then catch e console dot error e. That's what I'm doing elsewhere, right? Not a clue. Okay. All right. Now
Perfect.
we want a
Ship
console dot log, XML, and then response, and do we get like the XML? And then how doth one translate XML? Well, I don't have to, because I'm just gonna send it straight back to hello.
Yep, that worked.
Oh, it's real mad over here.
Font is not defined.
I'm gonna say you have a cache.
Nope.
Nope.
Font is not defined. Oh.
Where are you referencing? Oh, there it is. Console log font.
I can just save and then I don't have to.
You mean I don't have to?
But another window for John.
Response, body, readable stream, stuff. Okay, so...
But the game itself doesn't run anymore.
Details.
That's because it's blowing up after it's... So it was not blowing up. It's not...
drawing or moving on.
Yeah, I would need to do something like...
Return?
This.
I don't...
I got to resolve with content. So here, content, and I'm setting the important values that I care about. So here I would do resolve response.body, and the response.body is going to have the XML in it. So I think if I receive that back as a string, then I can use an XML reader in the C#. I think. So that would be...
Chad, if anybody out there knows of another way to do this or has any suggestions, feel free to yell at the screen and then type furiously into chat window.
I'm all good with it. Okay, so response.body is going to get sent back to the load that we're trying to do. So if I go to the breakout game down to where...
That's perfect. Just absolutely. It did help a lot.
Okay, so that's about load. T would be a sprite font. We're getting the content back. We're adding the content async of T. Oh, so it's going to be a sprite font. So sprite font, which would be... Is that a graphics? Seems like a graphics thing. Hey, I was right. So we're going to get characters, default character, glyphs, line spacing, texture, name, path, yada, yada, yada. So we have to create these things in JavaScript and then send them back. Fun. Okay, so let's start. Well, let's artificially fill this out, at least for part of it. So, characters. So if I come down here, instead of resolve body, let's say if I do, yes,
Yeah. Perhaps this doesn't. There's a reason for this, but we are using a web browser, right? And like one of the things that web browsers do really, really well is like display font and text message. So why does it feel like we have to like reinvent how that happens?
I'm not reinventing it. I'm doing what MonoGame does.
Right, but it's a web browser, and it already has like that baked in.
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay.
So if I were to put the text into a div or something,
Yep.
I still have to translate the position of that div into the position on the canvas that I want it to be. Oh, and make it the right font size in order to be the right pixel size for the game that's being run in the canvas size that's being run. And I need to be able to get how many pixels across that thing is, because one thing that you do a lot in games is you center text, and you can't center the text if you don't know exactly. There's a lot of crap that happens. What I will end up doing is drawing the string in a canvas and then using the texture that I clip from that to pass for the text. Almost like a sprite sheet. It'll be a sprite sheet of characters. If you notice in the HUD here. Hello.
Okay, so I guess one thing we could. I see.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, and I guess
we did try
that's
something similar, or we do have something similar.
I guess so we could, if we were just simply trying to create breakout, right? We could actually display all the text and all of the content outside of the canvas.
We could
in HTML elements.
But
because you're trying to create a framework, we need to find a way to be able to display text inside of the game element, which is in this case the canvas.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
is there a way?
That's
what are we trying to accomplish right now? To do the thing in the canvas in the mono game, or scoring and just displaying something?
Well, I could display something and do it completely not at all the way that MonoGame does it, and then I have to
Right.
do it again.
Okay.
Right. No, I think this makes sense. I just was trying to, you know,
But anyway, yeah, each one of these font
Clarify it.
definitions, these sprite fonts, is a single size, a single spacing. Kerning is on or off. The style is set. Like they are individual. So it's not like all I got to do is render out the texture in a canvas for the font. But I have to populate, in order for the framework to be able to use the font, I have to populate the sprite font object, which it gets its values when I call load, and then it receives those values from JavaScript. So that's what I need to create. Which here, characters is the first thing, so I can just come in here and say, I can't spell characters, is that right? And then that's just an array of, A, B, so on and so forth. I just have to fill it all out. C, D. That's as far as I'm going to go for the moment. And then if we can just display like A, then we'll know that we're on the right path. So then the next thing that this cares about is the default character, which doesn't have to be filled out, so I'm not gonna. Glyphs. I don't know what that is. Line spacing. Line spacing is something that we want to get from the XML.
from the XML. Got it.
But for the moment, I'm just going to say 14. Is that is
Could I
Yeah. Spacing is
offer a suggestion that we go with something other than what was in the XML, and then when it changes later on, we'll have known we got to. There you go. Just a suggestion.
Yeah. So where'd the stupid thing go? There it is. Pen and pen. Okay. Spacing is 0.
spacing
So
is
if we're going to go
yep.
with something different, then we would go with, I don't know, spacing
1
5
or something. Yeah, 5 works.
1 is not going to be noticeable.
That's fair. Yeah.
Use kerning,
Oh boy.
but spacing, texture, name, path. Kerning.
A list. What's the a list of
Now
vectors?
that's when you create it, but it's not a value that exists. So obviously I'm not doing anything with kerning here yet, but that's because it doesn't. I feel like kerning should exist. Did I just not get that far? Maybe I just didn't get that far. Yeah, sure. And then we just come up here, and instead of that... Oh, no. Well, you know what? This feels like one of the ones that I would have done based on... When you deserialize something, does it attempt to use... I guess if there's a... It's going to use the default constructor, right? If it can. It wouldn't know how to fill this out if I just gave it an object and was like, yeah, make me one. Right? It can't do this. Right?
I don't know.
Glyph. This must be each character, is what it must be. And then you would have your collection of characters and your collection of glyphs that match up to those characters. Ow. Yeah, character. Okay, so glyphs is something that we will definitely need to return. And those will be those would be the individual font textures, I guess. Or no, it's just the metadata for the font for that particular character. Okay. Still gonna not deal with it for the moment. Name and path. So I'm not going to deal with kerning for a moment. Name. So the name that we actually are trying to get is HUD. So let's just call this default, capital D, and path. Here, I don't know.
Sure.
Path isn't gonna matter in the long run. I don't. Oh no, it will. No, path has to be content.path. Because that's how we're gonna pull these things back in. How we know to use the right thing. Okay, so if we get that, and then we will need to. So we could say resolve with result. Like that. And then if we come back over here to Content Manager, then I should be able to put a breakpoint here and then run the application, and we should get a ball, a brick, a player, and then the sprite font.
Code with Sean is speaking at a user group tomorrow night on microservices. Microservices, the easy way is the wrong way. At the Indie Software Artisans, link in chat.
Huh. I guess it's happening too fast for me to catch it. Can I console log? Jeez.
Console relay.
Content dot name, and we should see like default.
At least now, when there's a browser window that pops up, I can actually play the game.
Well, do you play the game, or does the game play you?
Yes.
Default. There. So that worked. We got back what we passed in. Although that's not the name that we want. What? Oh, over here.
It's the name you
I
deserve.
think content also has a name, so...
Huh. The ball stopped moving. Oh, the server died.
Yes. That shouldn't stop the ball from moving.
I don't know.
It should be able to just play even without the server once it's done loading all the stuff.
Well, it cleared the first level and got to the next level, started in the middle, and then stopped.
It probably did have to... It had to load the
Something.
the level or something, yeah.
So I think right now we're having to reload all the content each level.
Yes, we are. Yep.
Yep.
Which, that's another optimization that I'll have to make. We shouldn't actually be reloading every time, but whatever. Okay. So, now we are getting the information back. So let's actually try to draw a string. So if we go to... Let's go to level. And in the draw call, before we draw... Well, after we draw everything else, because we want this to be on top, right? So this would be await sprite batch dot draw string, and then we'll say sprite font. So this would be we need to load the sprite font for the level in the load level here. Ooh, well that's a problem. Where are we actually loading? Oh, we're not loading the... We are loading the textures here in load content, so that would be var... Or no. Not var, we just say font equals await content. Dot load sprite font. And this is fonts HUD like that, and then not insert full qualification. Private sprite font. Font. Yep. There we go. And then we're just going to draw string font. The text, string builder, text is going to be A. The position 0, 0. The color pink. We don't have a pink. What colors do we have? Yellow. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So now this will blow up, I expect.
Why?
Because the method or operation is not implemented.
Uh-huh.
It's very unusual that we actually get that error correctly. So drawstring is not implemented.
Yeah, okay.
Now on the bright side, we can cheat, but I don't know what glyph is used for. I don't know what characters is used for. I don't really care about kerning and stuff like that as far as being available to the C#.
Really?
So really all we're trying to do is draw a string using the sprite font definition in the browser. So I think we can just say await. Where are we calling? Oh, it's all in the graphics device. I need to figure out the better way to do this because graphics device. Oh, async. What? Async. All right, graphics device dot draw string. This is not the right way to do this. Yes, sprite font, text, position, color, whatever. And then we create. Yep, to do replace with proper calls. This is why I don't want to do just do something to make it work, because we're going to end up with a whole bunch of these, and I don't have a good... we should be using these. But I don't know what the heck any of this means.
So far, our game entirely runs on those.
Yes. None of this is used. Clear was already there. We're using clear.
Okay.
But we should be like drawing indexed primitives, drawing instanced primitives. If we were drawing instanced primitives, our performance would be way better because we could create an instance of the bricks, and then we would just be drawing, a bunch of instances of the same thing instead of drawing a bunch of different things. Like, as far as the graphics card is concerned, they're all individual, but they should all be the same thing. I just don't know how to translate this stuff into WebGL. I don't know how to translate this into WebGL, but hey. There's that, and then it's going to say, hey, you should implement a thing. Alright, so we come, Guess there's no point in it. I'll just do this. Implement members. Hey, put it right where I was going to put it. Okay, so we're just going to basically copy that. So we can pass in the sprite font. That should be fine. And then I guess we can just pass in all the things. Text and position.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this happens a lot, but it feels like we had a sprite font, which is being served up by C# and .NET, pulled down by JavaScript, then handed back to C#, then now being handed back to JavaScript.
All the graphics stuff has to be done in JavaScript.
In that way.
Well, all the graphic stuff has to be done in JavaScript.
Okay.
All of the game code, the logic, and all that stuff, I want to be done in C# so that it feels like monogame.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do that, we execute a function in C#. It tells the JavaScript, hey, store this information. JavaScript goes, okay, cool, done. Here is the metadata that you need to do what you need to do. And then C# uses that, and now...
I see.
Oh, hey, draw this thing that you've already built up and stored. And so we have to tell JavaScript to do it again.
Got it.
So draw sprite. Or not draw sprite. Draw string. Now this is closer to... I mean, well, you can see it's the exact same definition here and here. And I kind of want that. I want it to just be a fall through. Like, I want the monogame functions to be in the thing. Which I need to think through some, because some of this stuff like draw sprite and draw texture are not... I don't think that they're exactly what is in sprite batch. Sprite batch is draw and draw and draw. So I kind of want this to just pass through. But I'm kind of wondering if, like, does sprite batch need to be the thing that's actually doing the JavaScript and not the graphics device? But it made sense for the graphics device to be the thing. But the graphics device just has draw primitives, draw instance primitives, and I don't know what to do with those. So we have what we have. Okay, so now we need to go and create a draw string in JavaScript, and it's going to receive a sprite font, a text, a position, and a color. Draw texture, draw sprite. Right after that, ns dot draw string. Those things. Okay, so console.log. You know, this is just ending, and I'm curious if that's the way that I should be doing it. Like, does it wait for the JavaScript to finish before C# goes about its merry way? Like, it is a void async, so I would think that it's waiting. But do I need to make the JavaScript actually, like, return a promise? I don't know. Let's see. Sprite, font, text, position, and color. So we should start to see a bunch of these roll by. And now we actually have a function, so it shouldn't bomb out now. It should actually run. It's just that draw call is not actually going to display anything. Yeah. Characters null, glyphs A. Okay.
Okay, that's good.
I'm winning, by the way.
Oh. Response status code does not indicate success 404 not found. What did it not find? Line 88.
Mine's still playing.
Breakout game line 88. Load next level. Okay, I don't know what that was. A glitch maybe, but not the important thing. The important thing is that well, I need to run it again because I want that structure. And I want John to have more stuff. Okay, so presumably there's our color. Alpha RGB.
Oh, it did that same thing to me. Uncaught in promise. 404 not found.
I think it's calling load level again. And we don't have another load level. So it's blowing up. And there's some glitch that's causing it to run that twice. And it's just a timing issue.
Is it possible that it's the two instances? The one
Anything's possible at this point.
that John's playing and the one that you're playing? Or something?
I guess that's possible. Like he does it, and then because it's tracking everything, then I do it, and it's like, oh, you should go to the
that's another
next
level. The next level. Yeah.
That's possible. Okay. Anyway, so
Because it didn't fail for you, but it did fail for him.
and then vice versa. Yeah.
Yep.
all right. So
next time.
we need WebGL draw string or text. Rendering text with WebGL. CSS tricks. It's not CSS. That's 3JS.
Jonathan Ash focused my attention. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
He's just
Hey. No, I have errors occurring.
pay attention.
I feel like I need a little fairy up here saying, "Hey, listen."
Focus.
It's not necessarily. I mean, yes, a bitmap font is the thing that I will be trying to do. Look at all that. Look. The thing is, though, that's 3JS. I don't want 3. No, that's way more than I want. How to draw text with a texture atlas. Better quality text in WebGL. I don't care if it's better. I just want to render text on canvas using WebGL. Stack Overflow. Give me a sweet, simple answer. You can do this. Is Stack Overflow down?
there
What's
we go.
going on? Pew. Come on.
What is this failed handle request async timeout? Stop it.
Yeah, I'm getting the same, but it's alright.
Oh, did it? No, I'm still good. It's been bouncing around for ages. What is the deal? Stack Overflow?
I didn't even allow it to open the Blazor window, and I'm still getting the same.
Well, now it's all broken. My ball disappeared.
I took it and went home.
That's what you get. Oh,
Yeah,
still,
do I need to? I can't even disconnect from the live share though because the. All right, I'm killing
Is
it.
everything broke?
yeah. I'm gonna do the same.
Oh, yeah. The whole... You
can't.
guys broke everything.
I think Wes might have tried to join the live share session as well, and then
Yeah, I can't because it's got focus on this window.
Good times.
close. Task manager. Just the whole thing. Just kill it.
Nuked.
I was like, in the task. It's like, you can't.
Do it.
Wait, why is registry a thing that I can kill? That doesn't.
You don't need that.
Yeah, you don't need that. You can kill it. Don't worry about it.
That seems ill-advised. I cannot kill Visual Studio. What have you done?
I can't either. I think it was something that one of you guys did.
Yep.
It's not using any CPU or GPU and barely any memory.
Have you tried turning it off and back on again?
You'd know it if I did that. There we go. Took it a minute. WebGL does not have any inbuilt text rendering functions, based as it is on the OpenGL ES 2.0 specification. There are two straightforward options available to use to us when we wish to render text, using HTML and overlaying it on the top of the canvas. Not really what we want to do. Or rendering the text as a texture within WebGL. It's also possible to render text using shaders too. So the options that I have are to do it the hard way.
That should make you so happy. That's kind of how you roll.
That's how I roll. It is how I roll. Okay, let's do it.
There we go.
Failed to join collaboration session. You didn't start it back.
Oh no,
No.
I'm not running.
He's not actually running.
Oh,
Let's do it the easy hard way.
yeah. See, Wes caused the problem.
That's believable.
He joined the live share and everything died. Wow. Look. Oh, with the black screen, you can really tell whose green screen works and whose doesn't.
It's true.
Mine does not.
All right, so
With the white, you could tell it really.
yeah, if you
The white, I make the white screen look like mud. Yeah.
All right,
Nice.
so here's what we're going to try. I'm going to try and grab a 2D context to the same canvas that I'm using the 3D context, and I'm going to draw the string directly to the 2D context. At least that's what I'm going to try. So, assuming, there we go. Okay, so if I come down here, now canvas ID, context. Okay, I should just be able to grab canvas ID and do something similar to what I'm doing here. Should be able to do that. Down somewhere. Down, where is it? Down here. So I can say canvas equals that. And then let CTX equal canvas dot, what is it? Get context 2D. And then that gives me a 2D context for the canvas, and then I can say CTX dot draw string. No. String, I think. Oh, no. It's, I gotta do this stuff. Okay. So, before we do that, CTX fill style equals, and then this is the text color, so it would be RGBA, or is it a color dot R, stop it, color dot G, stop at color dot B. Stop. Just come on. Color dot A. Really? Okay. And then CTX dot align I'm gonna leave alone. Baseline I'm gonna leave alone. Font equals 18 pixel times New Roman. Does that work? Is that gonna get mad at me? Okay, and then fill text, stuff and things. So fill text, and then we'll just say text position dot X position Y, and then I think that should. That's either going to do something or it's not. So let's just find out which one it is.
Yeah, it is a 50-50 shot.
I like those odds. I can work with those odds.
And then it lands on the coin edge.
All right. Render target is not defined. That's fine. I thought it was, though. I guess it's not. That's fine. Canvas ID instead of render target. At least for the moment. We're not going to want that later, but canvas ID. Try again. Dropping. Okay. RGBA is not defined. How do you do the JavaScript RGBA color? RGBA function. Oh, it's just all lowercase. That's what I thought it was, but then that wasn't the suggestion I was getting. Use of an implicitly declared global variable. What? Stop it. Well, no, that's the CSS. I don't want CSS. I want JavaScripts. Don't want get computed style. This, no. No. It's not what I wanted at all. Go back. Converting color spaces in JavaScript. It's not, no, I don't want the RGB
Looks
to
like
hex.
there's...
Oh, well, there we go. That's something. Yeah, sure. Let's throw it down here as a little helper function. A
Blazor Mr. Magoose has put the lowercase RGBA function inside quotes.
Well, that I'll try it 1 second. Let me a dot length equal 1. A equals 0 1. What now? Oh, 0 plus A. I still don't. No. Yeah. RGB A. Oh, no, that won't work. Will it? You can't just slap that on there. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's try the suggestion. Where was it? Here. So you're saying in quotes? Like that? Or I assume this is what you meant, Mr. Magoo? You said Mr. Magoo, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No. Yes.
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 Just like that.
Oh, is it already running? Refresh. Fill style of null. We must not be getting back our canvas. Refresh. Now we're getting the canvas.
No, yeah. I think you have...
Get context 2D. Keep hitting F5. I don't need to. Maybe you can't get more than one context from a canvas. Mayhaps. Okay, so let's do document dot create element. Canvas. We won't need that part now.
Canvas.
As the French spell it. I'm
It's
certain.
French Canadian because Frank was here.
Yeah.
Frank is here.
So
Frank was here.
var image equals ctx dot image data. I think that's how you do it. And then it would be context dot oh, well, I can't do it simple, can I? Me. Draw texture. Dang it, name.
It's kind of your MO. So.
I think... Okay, so I gotta fill out all this crap. So ns draw image. All right, so the texture is going to be image. The texture width is image. No, is ctx dot width. It wouldn't even be that. It would be context width, context height, source x, source y would be 0, 0, source width. Oh, yeah. Context dot width, context dot height, 0, 0. Context dot width, context dot height. I before E except after C. Wait. A, or when sounds like way. That's destination with yeah, that's all of them. What happened? Oh, isn't that pretty? So then here I need to say canvas dot width equals context dot width. Canvas dot height equals context dot height. And then we get the canvas, or we get the context, and then we put some text on the context, and then we get the image data for the context. And then we draw that image data, hopefully, with that stuff. Image data is not a function. Yes, it is. All right. How are we? Context to 2D get image. Get image data. And it takes stuff, so it would be 0, 0, context dot width, context dot height. Failed to execute get image data on canvas rendering context 2D value is not of type long. So what now? What value is of not of what? Does anybody? Source X, source Y, source width, source height. That's fine. Returns an image data object representing the underlying pixel data for a specified portion of the canvas. This method is not affected by the canvas transfer method. Return value and image data. Index size error throws if either SW or SH are 0. Don't have that problem. Get element by ID. Get context 2D. Content.
Question.
What are the values of width and height there on 344?
I guess that would be a question.
Yeah, he got to it first.
Well, it's already blown up at that point.
Shut up.
Yep. My question is, I guess, could we just do this on the CTX? Could we do that on a new canvas?
We are.
Oh, we are. Okay.
See?
Yeah, I see it now.
Tried it initially on the main canvas, and
Yeah.
and that
That makes, yeah,
it
I
just didn't
understand.
work at all.
Where's the look?
Oh. Save. I hate that. Undefined, undefined.
That's
That value
why.
is not of type long. How is that a thing? Okay.
Okay, but isn't that because we just asked for a new canvas?
But no, context is the current rendering canvas, like the one that we're actually rendering to.
Oh, I see.
Not CTX. CTX is the string canvas. Context is the other one. Context canvas width and context canvas height, apparently. I guess I can just do this. You know, Don't ask me why I'm going a few objects deep when I could just do canvas.width, canvas.height. Don't ask that question.
Where are you going a few objects deep?
You don't listen. WebGL rendering context parameter 2 is not of type WebGL texture. Of course. How can I get that? Oh, well, you know what? Is there like instead of get image, yeah, well, I'll just say get image, and that's going to give me so the way that I am creating the textures, so we draw a texture, right? So we get the name, the content.texture. Content.texture is populated here, context.textImage2D, context.texture2D. All right, it's here. So it's bind texture, and then we're going to bind image, which is this. And I think... Okay, jeez. So we need to do this here. I need to do this.
Oh, to our new image, right?
To the image data that we have. And this is the supposed hopefully easy way. Like crikey. Okay, so we get the image data, and then we need to create an image right here. So on load, we're actually going to do all of this. Yeah. Just like that. Okay, so image.onload, content is ready true, content width equals image width, image height, image source. Oh, I don't... So we're binding the image. Okay, I think... Put image data. Does that do anything? So if we say put image, can I put image data on an image? HTML image, put image data, probably not. HTML canvas, put image data. HTML image. It was not really, I mean, it is an HTML image, but it's not. It's an image object, not an image tag. I mean, sort of, they represent the same thing, but they're not exactly the same. JavaScript image. Yeah, that. Okay, width, height, fine. Var image equals new image. Image source equals picture.jpg. Document body append blah. Yeah, which ends up with that. That's so not helpful. It just creates a new HTML image element. Okay, so render image data into JavaScript image. How to generate an image from image data in JavaScript. Create image. Image on load success. Image source equals data. Insert a aha. There it is. Canvas to data URL. Like that. So then we come back over to here. And instead of this, it would be this. Image source equals canvas dot to data URL. Then we do this stuff. An image. This new Apple Magic product. Content is not defined. Content. Where?
It was the second parameter on line 351.
Oh, content.texture. Content texture equals context.create texture. Context.bind texture. Context.texture 2D texture. Text image 2D. Stuff from things. When I'm creating the...
You were down on the image on load, though.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm trying to find where that is. There it is. No. Where is it? All right,
Line
texture
198.
is we're creating a texture, and then we're binding the texture, and then we're doing all this stuff. That's all there. And then content. Okay. I need to do all this junk too. Golly. This is the easy way. Alright, we just have to do that stuff before we do this thing here. And then it's not content texture, it's just texture. A whole bunch of crap. Text image 2D. Man, I don't know. Just so we can get the image to be the proper thing. So that we can pass it in. Wait. Do I need this if I've got... Let me make sure I'm not doing a bunch of extra junk that I don't need to do. What is this doing? On image load. We're gonna do that. Oh, but it's this part that I need, and this part is jamming. Okay. Yeah. So I do need all the things because I've got to get this image data into that texture, which is there. And here I'm creating the texture, but then I need to get the image data into it, which is what this part is doing. I don't know if I need this part. Don't know what that part does though. All right, good game. Let's just see what that does. All right, we're blowing up in new and ambiguous ways. Oh no, it's the same way.
Is this progress or regression? I don't.
It's progression. Invalid
it certainly
value.
is. Yes.
Text image 2D, no image. Okay, that part's working. Well, we wouldn't need this part if we're doing a whole canvas, would we? Yeah. And then this stuff needs to happen basically on load. And that's also when we would finish drawing the thing. On load. Ah. Right? That creates a heck of an asynchronous piece of crap, doesn't it? Yeah, so we set the source, and then it's going to load the source, and then that's going to trigger the onload, which is what we need for all of this junk to happen. So all of this is going to happen here, and this needs to happen here. Save. Okay. Bind texture. It's happening a few times. Parameter 2 is not of type WebGL texture. Parameter 2. 271. I'm pretty sure it's griping about image. Oh, well, it's not even. I don't need image. I need texture. Golly. I just have to wait until I can get the texture from the image.
Yep.
Why didn't you say something, Ash?
No, I didn't
Oh,
see it until you.
Beautiful. All right. Well,
it's working great.
it's a beautiful thing. So
what is happening? Am I having a stroke?
Yeah. So what's happening is that it is this uint array is uint 8 array, so that's going to be context RGBA 110 context RGBA unsigned byte uint array. I think if all of these were zeros, they would be less of a problem. But anyway, so what's happening is that this is finishing out of context, out of the loop, and every time it finishes, no, that didn't help. Every time it finishes, we're drawing the text. Oh, That was one of you guys. Yeah, level 2.
Yep.
I'm not. We're not connected anymore.
Oh, that's true. Did it finish a level and I didn't notice? Or it's probably even worse now. It's an asynchronous. It's a whatever. Anyway, it's a race condition is the level thing. It's because I have something that is not asynchronous that should be asynchronous, and so I'm not waiting, and so the game loop is happening again, but it hasn't updated yet, and so it's going, oh yeah, we're still, the level has still finished, increment, and then it's incrementing past the next level. It's incrementing to the third level. Okay, well obviously this isn't happening tonight. Can't you just CTX get image data, then CTX? Yeah, I wish, Mr. Magoo. But I don't know how long ago you wrote that, but I'm in a WebGL canvas or context instead of a 2D context. So the get image data and the put image data are from the 2D context perspective. They do not work in the WebGL context perspective. I don't believe. So I can't just blast it. Although I will give it a try, because since nothing is working right now, I would be more than happy to give everything a try. Wait. Oh no, that's down here. Okay. So if we did ctx.get image data, right? So var data equals, and then we do context.put image data, and we'll see what happens. I'll just comment out the rest of this.
Do you require does get image data require?
Huh? What?
Does get image data? I don't remember if it required parameters.
It does. See?
4 of them. 0, 0,
0, comma.
Width, height, and
Canvas width. Canvas height. And then we find out if put image data requires any new stuff in a second here. Is not a function. So yeah, so it doesn't work in the WebGL context, only in the 2D context. So unfortunately. I really want to see if this actually outputs the thing, though. I'm gonna do something weird. Var canvas equals document get element by ID. Bad canvas or font canvas. I'll say font canvas. Font canvas. Font canvas. Okay, so then if not canvas, then we're going to create the element by ID, or create the element, and then we're going to say canvas.id equals font canvas, and then we will say document.body.append child canvas. Do it like that, and then basically just not do any of the other stuff, And I will say ctx dot clear. Is that a thing? ctx dot fill style equals GBA 0, 0, 0, 0 clear, then set it equal to that, and then write some text. I just want something to happen. Context
Does an
clear is
error
not a
count?
function. Huh?
So you said you wanted something to happen and wondered if an error counted.
No.
Oh, well, that did happen.
Yeah. See, I don't
Okay.
see. I don't see the text anyway. Let's do, instead of all this, 555555. Does that need to be in quotes? Probably. And 18 pixels. Defont font. I don't care. Position. Yeah, I'll leave that for a second. Still nothing. The fill text is going to be hello world. The position is going to be 100. 100. Oh, it's so tiny. We need to go way bigger than that. 14 point? Is point much different than pixel? No, not really. Alright, 24 pixel font.
Bigger.
Yeah, jeez.
Like 72. It's not making a difference.
It may be that 18 would have been fine. Yeah, I can live with 18. Okay, so let's slowly change things back to what they're supposed to be, and then it just disappears. So I think
0 is not what it should be, right?
it would be 0, 0, yeah. I think that it's working from the wrong side of the font.
Oh, I see.
I think there's a font alignment that we can do, though. Nope. 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 Context, 2D, draw string. Oh, fill text. It's not draw string, it's fill text. Okay. X, the x-axis coordinate of the point at which to begin drawing the text in pixels. The y-axis point, or the y-axis coordinate of baseline on which to begin drawing the text. So if we said baseline, text baseline equals bottom, and we save. No.
Yeah, because you were thinking that it's drawing it at 0, 0, and it's drawing it above the canvas, basically.
It's something like that. Text baseline top. Fill text top. Top. Oh, I needed top.
Yep.
Instead of bottom. Is it top or top?
It has a capital T.
Top right there.
Although, yep.
Alphabetic.
Looks like you could just do. Oh,
Alphabetic do.
never mind.
Okay. So top and then. There we go.
Yep, there it is.
And that's exactly where we expect it to be. So now we say, come on, don't really.
Broke.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
It is about pumpkin hour. So we'll wrap up and verify that that's working and placement is good. And that should be a good stopping place for the evening.
It's a terrible stopping place, but it might be the only one we have. Hell
Yeah, no. I think we did actually get. I think this kind of happens a lot. We run into various problems, right? And we sort of worked from the one end, and then where we run into problems, we sort of fake that out, right? And now we finally come all the way down here, and we're sort of faking out to make sure that we get the canvas drawing the text properly, and then we can slowly start adding in the data that we're passing in from the various layers and fix those issues as we go. I think it's a pretty good approach, and it unfortunately just takes time.
I feel like it's horrible.
That
might just be my feelings, though. But
no, I think it's frustrating, but
well, and the thing, we're still doing it the wrong way, is the best part.
Right. But if we can at least get this working, right, then we can tackle the next issue up.
No, I mean, like the whole approach is wrong. This was
the whole approach is wrong.
This was an attempt to get something done, not R G B A. When we load, wherever it is, when we're loading the right here, when we're loading the sprite font,
yes,
we need to grab all of this information from the file that comes back on the fetch.
Yep.
And then we need to create a series of textures.
Yep.
For each character in the font.
Right.
And then draw string would just be grab that texture, render it, grab that texture, render it, grab that texture, render it. But now we've I don't know. It feels like it's going off the rails.
Okay,
that's that. So now it should be the right color, and not that. It should be the right color and in the right position on the canvas that I don't even want.
Right. So aren't we, though, right now just trying to get a faked-in texture so that we can draw a faked-in texture? I mean...
Okay, so this is not working as expected. What is in color? Oh, well, it's going to spit out a whole bunch of times. We're literally trying to do A, R, G, B. That's, yeah. Okay, so then this is not. That's not working.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
So we'll have to figure something out there. But I can fake it for the moment and say R is FF, G is FF, B is 00. And there is no A component. Which it would be 255 anyway for this particular example, but in reality, we don't want it to be non-transparent. Huh. What is the problem? Well, that could be part of it. I feel like I should be able to see a yellow. I don't need that anymore. What if it's just... Can it just be red? What don't you like? Maybe it doesn't like those. In their example, was their thing quoted?
Yeah, maybe it doesn't like the string interpolation there. I don't know.
Fill style. Context 2D. Fill style. They've just got like blue. Color, gradient, pattern. Blue. RGB. And they're even doing template strings.
You were doing RGBA?
Yeah, but, I mean, you know, I don't know. Just color, gradient, or pattern. The default is black. It's three dills. I mean, it can't be that because... And it should still say hello world. And we did the position test, and we did the only thing we've changed is the color here.
What was working?
Well, so I had RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0. What's mad about? I think I had this.
And this was working.
I thought it was. Well, now what the heck is going on? Okay.
Control Z. Control Z.
All right. Gray. Nothing.
It's position. Position's not working.
Okay. So let's... I'm pretty sure...
So this should be black and
spitting out a bunch of debug info.
although we're passing in 0 for white or for
look at that. It's empty. That's
you're also
Oh, it
passing
should
in
be
0
it should be a 1 here.
a 1.
And now it should be 0. Okay, so there. That array is actually coming across empty. I don't know why. So I'll have to look at that and fix it in a little bit. So this should be black, though.
Yep.
Hello World black, and yeah. Okay, fix that in a little bit. All right, so we have...
Yeah, now we can put your colors in.
A B G R. Oop, it's already running. Refresh. Yellow.
Yep.
It is yellow. That's for sure. Okay. This I'm gonna leave alone. That's gonna be hard coded basically. And then this needs to be changed to text. And then we have a yellow
Yep,
A.
there's an A.
Okay, so that's as far as we are going to get. None of this worked, so that's terrible. I need to figure
Although
out...
that's not necessarily true, to some degree, because if our position wasn't showing up and we were displaying,
it doesn't. It was all blinky and everything anyway. It's like the whole
I
process.
I get
is
that,
bad.
but like even some of our other iterative attempts may have been not right because of basically the position stuff being wonky. So I don't know that it was all entirely.
It's all bad.
I don't know that it's all bad.
I can
But anyways.
I can get line spacing, which would be, I don't know, the information that's in the HUD in the sprite font is font name, size, spacing, use kerning, style, and then character regions start at 32 spacebar and end at, I assume, lowercase z. What's 126 on the ASCIIs? Is it ASCII table? 126 is a tilde. So spacebar to tilde is basically what it's asking for here. But if I can look at this part, right, if I can translate that, then basically I just need a way to generate a particular character based on its ASCII code and then I can just loop through from start to finish, and then I'll have all the characters. Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that only after we looked it up.
same here. Anyway, but I need to be able to read this. I don't know how to read this from JavaScript, so that'll be something to do. But then once I read this, this information doesn't need to go back up to the C#. It can stay
Right.
down. The thing that goes back to the C# is the glyph information, which describes, how wide the character is,
Gotcha.
if there's any cropping, so the cropping rectangle, I guess, would be, I don't even know. I have to figure that out, but anyway.
Alrighty.
Stuff and things. Oh, well, no wonder position is missing. There is
Clear
no...
as mud. There's no
Oh, no, wait,
position.
there should... No, that's the wrong place to... It's here. Position should be the vector 2. Vector 2 has X, Y, but they're not getters and setters, so they don't serialize properly. They have to be a getter and a setter to serialize. But it's a struct, so you can't do that. So I'll have to figure out a different way to... I'll probably just XY instead of vector. Anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and get off of here.
So, yeah, no, I think personally, I think that and this is just my little wrap up, but I think we tried to bite too much off all at once, and I think what we ended up doing was we will run into those issues we've sort of drilled down. Now we're in the spot of where we are showing something on the screen. It's not exactly the way we want it, but we are showing something on the screen, and it's time to work sort of backwards and start beginning to remove one layer after another until you get back all the way back up to those other things. I don't know. Maybe I'm just oversimplifying the issues that we've run into, but
well, the issues we ran into were because we went completely the wrong direction to try and get it done fast.
Why did we do that?
We can talk about it after we sign off of the thing. Anyway, thank everybody who hung around till the end. And, thanks. I know Code with Sean and Mr. Magoo are already gone, but thank you guys for coming and hanging out, joining in the conversation. And we'll be back on Monday for our normal podcast stream. And always keep an eye out, because you never know when one of us is going to, usually me, is going to get on, at random times to do something. So hope everybody has a good night, and we'll see you Monday, if not sooner.
Good night, everybody.